Yes, we are. Short and sweet. Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'd like to call this Thursday, June 16th, 2016 meeting of the Livingston County Board to order. We have invocation tonight by Father Cesaric.
Almighty and eternal God, please be with us this night as we seek to serve those you have called us to serve in Livingston County. We thank you for the abundance of gifts you have given to us, and we ask that you help us to always maintain gratitude for these gifts. In a special way, protect all members of this county and keep them safe from all harm and evil. Today we need your wisdom to guide us in our decisions. We need your help to be open to dialogue with one another in such a way that we bring honor to you. We ask you to help us to seek the truth with charity, that we might always follow the example you set of putting others before ourselves. Most especially, we ask that you would help us to not follow our own will, but your will and yours alone. We thank you for all the gifts that you have bestowed upon every person here today, and that we might never use our gifts for our own glory and our own selfish desires, but for your glory and your desires. May we seek to make not your will one with ours, but our will one with yours. May you send your blessing down upon all of these men and women here tonight, and upon all those they are called to serve. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of Allegiance led by Robert Weller. Roll call, please.
Arbogast. Here. Bunning. Here. Gimbel.
Here.
Carly.
Present.
Weller. Runyon.
Here.
Mays.
Here.
Holt. Weber. Vietti.
Here.
Heath.
Here.
Yoder.
Here.
Coleman. Present. Steichen. Schaefer.
Here.
Ingalls. Young.
Present.
Ritter. Gerwin. Flott.
Here.
Allen. Here. Bannon.
Here.
Kestner.
Here.
Peterson.
We do have a quorum. Everybody has the agenda in front of them. Any changes? If not, I entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Bunning, second by Gerwin. Sorry, Karen. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those against? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes. Motion by Ritter. Second by Gimbel. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Down to the consent agenda. Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Arbogast, second by Allen. Roll call, please.
Arbogast. Yes. Bunning. Yes. Gimbel. Carly. Yes. Weller.
Yes.
Runyon.
Yes.
Mays. Yes. Holt. Weber. Vietti.
Yes.
Heath.
Yes.
Yoder.
Yes.
Coleman. Yes. Schaefer.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Ritter. Gerwin. Flott.
Yes.
Allen. Yes. Bannon.
Yes.
Kestner. Peterson.
Okay, moving down to the action agenda committee reports. Highway Committee, in the absence of Darrell Holt, Mark Runyon.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have with us our county engineer, Clay, so Clay would come up.
Good evening. We only have 3 items on our agenda tonight. First is the letting results from June 7th. We have a couple of projects there for aggregate sections, one in Broughton, one in Sonoma. Conrad Trucking and Limestone Transit. We also have a bridge petition for Charlotte Road District. This is just to repair a couple of timber pile, and also remediate some wing piles on that bridge. So we've already got some quotations on that and planning to move forward with it as soon as possible, providing tonight's petition is passed. The quarterly report for the second quarter is also presented. Questions?
Okay, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve all three of these.
Motion by Runyon, second by Young. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Arbogast.
Yes.
Bunning.
Yes.
Gimbel.
Yes.
Carly. Weller.
Yes.
Runyon.
Yes.
Mays. Holt. Weber. Whitty.
Yes.
Heath.
Yes.
Yoder.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Ritter. Gerwin. Flott.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Bannon.
Yes.
Kestner. Peterson.
Okay, and that's all we have.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Personnel Committee, Kathy Arbogast, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have Linda here to just discuss the policy amendment.
As the resolution states, from time to time, employees are required to have to use their personal vehicles for county business. And we do pay mileage, and that mileage is to help pay, of course, for their gas, wear and tear, insurance, that type of thing. And we do need to amend that policy so that if an employee would have an accident using a personal vehicle on county business, that the insurance follows the vehicle, so their personal insurance would have to cover that. And Alina has checked, and the county insurance does not cover personal vehicles. So we do have a policy there. We do ask that all employees who drive their personal vehicles, of course, carry the state mandated insurance minimums that they have to have. And I guess that's about it, that if they want to carry a comprehensive collision, that's up to them. Any questions?
Carolyn?
So what happens if the employee has a minimal policy and the claims are actually higher than the policy and they sue the county as the employer?
Yeah, I don't know, I would have to look to Alina on that, for the liability that the county carries, the other liability insurance.
Right, the county does have liability insurance coverage, so if our employee did something inappropriate while on county business, I suppose that the county could be held responsible and then our insurance would kick in. However, the insurance, the employee's insurance would be primary and they would not look to pay anything towards those.
So we do have like an umbrella.
We do have an
policy that
umbrella
would kick
liability
in.
policy that would cover the county.
Thank you.
Kind of along those lines, the only question I had, Linda, was since we made it affirmatively that if we're going to have people do this, that they're going to have coverage, that means somebody from our side has to verify that they have coverage, does it not?
Yeah, well, to get
And that
your-
would be you? Well, I mean, somebody
Well,
has to. I mean,
no, it's the
if it's
state
in the
law
po-
that you have, in order for you to get your
Right,
stickers,
right.
you're supposed to have your
Right,
insurance
okay,
card.
okay.
But we also do, I also want to talk to the managers about, if we've got a county vehicle, I mean, if there's somebody, use the county vehicle instead of personal vehicle. if at
Oh,
all
for sure.
possible.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I'll look into that, Tim, about if they have insurance, but I mean, I kind of take it that we're all supposed to have it, and it's mandated by the state of Illinois, and if they don't, then they probably got more problems than what we can do. So anyway,
Linda?
yes.
We don't have hired non-owned auto on our commercial county auto policy.
I don't do the auto insurance, Alina does that. So,
We don't have hired and non-owned automobile liability on our county commercial auto policy. We don't have that. Don't they all? Because, you know, these people that feel like running around without insurance, they come into their local insurance agency and they get themselves a policy. And maybe it's a 6-month policy, so they get themselves a car that's good for 6 months. That's good for getting plates, registration, whatever. And they pay it monthly. They pay the first month and they never pay it again. Everybody thinks they're good for 6 months. No, they're not. That can happen all too often.
I know, but at least we're saying we're requiring them to have it, and I guess if they don't, then we can go back to this policy, and it could mean, you know, discipline or termination if they don't have it.
Any other questions for Linda?
I believe that has happened in the past, yes.
I do. When I go to get revenue stamps at Springfield, or we go for meetings or zone meetings and all that, we are always using my car, because there really isn't a car for us to use.
Same thing with me, if I have to go to a meeting, or
And
have to
so-
run out to the highway department or the sheriff's office.
All of the
I
department
might-
heads, the elected ones have association meetings and things like that, and conferences that they go to that they use their own vehicles.
And I don't know that it's every day, a lot of employees driving their own vehicles, but it does happen occasionally. Any other questions?
Alina.
Take a vote on that. I'm sorry, Carol?
Do we know how many miles a year come under this? How many miles a year do our employees drive their own vehicles?
Because I don't know. I really don't. We could,
Alina.
Now, the one thing that we are looking at as part of the new vehicle fund is to have an administrative vehicle that would be available for our employees to use, so we can minimize the amount of personal use
Correct.
of somebody's own vehicle.
Thank you. I was going to speak on that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Any other questions for Linda?
All right, if not, I make a motion that we, on the travel policy.
Motion by Arbogast. Second by Coleman. Got it right the first time tonight. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those against? Motion carries.
and there was just one other thing from personnel. We just gave, Ginger from bookkeeping gave an update on the employee self-service module that we're trying to get installed. We're having some technical difficulties with that, so it may be pushed down a few months, but we're still optimistic to get it going. It's just not going to be up and going probably by July or August. So, and I think that was it.
Okay, thanks, Linda. And that ends my report.
Okay, thank you. Agricultural and Zoning Committee, Bill Flat, Chair.
John and I are down here, back in the corner here. We have one action item tonight. Chuck, would you come up and we'll talk about that one first?
What was in your packet is kind of a follow-up from some previous discussions. We were talking about changing some of the wind energy regulations in the wind ordinance. It was brought out that the fines in regard to the zoning ordinance were from the 1970s when the ordinance was adopted and weren't equal to what they are in the state statutes. What you simply have in your package today is an application that would change it as a text amendment. What they currently are, the $100, and you have a copy from the state statutes. Those will be changing the language so the county ordinance meets the same as the language in the state statutes to $500. So what we're asking you to do tonight is to, as in past text amendments for ordinances, that you recommend that you move this forward to the zoning board of appeals for them to do the official review in this, and come back before you in regards to that. Probably review as part of the review of the other pending text amendments too.
Okay, therefore, I move to authorize the Livingston County Board to instruct the Livingston County Zoning Board of Appeals to prepare notice, conduct a hearing, and report to the Livingston County Board regarding a text amendment to Chapter 56, Zoning 13, Administration and Enforcement, Section 560-940, increasing a fine to not exceed $500 with each week the violation remains uncorrected, constituting a separate offense.
Motion by Flat, second by Ritter. Discussion? Carolyn?
My question is, since it's already in the statute, so we already have that authority, it's just not in our ordinance, right?
We took it straight out of the statutes and put it in our ordinance, yes, that's correct.
So, okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Arbogast.
Yes.
Bunning. Kimball.
Yes.
Harley.
Yes.
Weller.
Yes.
Runyon.
Yes.
Mays.
Yes.
Piety.
Yes.
Heath.
Yes.
Yoder.
Yes.
Coleman. Yes. Schaefer.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Ritter. Irwin.
Yes.
Flott.
Yes.
Allen. Yes. Bannon.
Yes.
Kestner. Peterson.
On your desk, you have a sheet that's called WEX Referendum Language Options. We just received this today from Seth. He is on vacation. I'd like you to get that out if you'd like. We are under the perception that the Attorney General is not going to respond to our questions, so we plan to move forward with placing a non-binding question on the November ballot. And we've been working on these 4 questions. I think most of us think that the first one is the simplest that most people would understand. That question is, do you support the development of wind farms in Livingston County, Illinois? The alternate 1A includes information about the townships. It says, do you support the development of wind farms in your township in Livingston County, Illinois? I think that our legal team is looking into the advisability of putting that or not putting in your township in there. The next one seems more wordy to me, and I think to our committee. Unless a property owner agrees otherwise, do you support increasing the minimum distance that a wind turbine can be placed from a residence from 3.75 times the height of the wind turbine to 10 times the height of the wind turbine, and increasing the minimum distance that a wind turbine must be placed from a property line from 1.375 times the height of the wind turbine to 4 times the height of the wind turbine. Then alternative 2A, there's a difference there, a slight difference. It includes that township language. And then there's a third one. If you have any questions about this, or you have any feelings about which of these questions should be on the ballot, we'd like to hear from you. We'd take a little discussion from board members right now if anybody's got any feelings about this or thoughts.
Just about the language regarding the townships, I think given the non-binding nature of it, that in fact may be advisable because, again, as it's non-binding, however, to me, were I a wind farm developer, that would sure be a pretty good roadmap to tell me where I should fish and where I should not.
That's exactly what we're hoping, regardless of the language.
Mr. Flott?
Yes.
One thing I think we have talked about in the ag and zoning, we've been working on this for many months and had a lot of help working on it. And we were hoping to be able to bring it to the board tonight, but it got derailed, so it'll be next month when we ask the board which one of these if they'll go along with the one that comes out of the Ag and Zoning Committee. But what we need to know is if any of you board members feel that we don't need to even have a referendum on the ballot. There's been a lot of time in it. We don't have the support to have the referendum. We really don't, wouldn't need to take it too much farther. So if you do, let Mr. Flott or Mr. Shoup know your thoughts on that. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes my report.
Okay, can I add a couple of things?
Okay.
Oh, finishing?
Sorry.
Guess you're not done after all.
Just to follow up with the zoning board and their review of the wind energy text amendments. At their meeting last Thursday, they came to the conclusion they will continue or start their review of them at their next regular meeting on Thursday, July the 7th. This will be part of their regularly scheduled meeting, so they have other zoning cases to go with that. So more review of what the text amendment changes are going to be, and probably a little bit of time for comments. The larger night for comments, they have scheduled a second night, and that will be on Tuesday, July the 12th this year. Both the meetings are going to be at 7 o'clock. Hopefully they'll be in this room. So that's the plan, and then I'll reschedule more meetings from there as needed. So that's the plan, is kind of review on the 7th, going to review of issues on the 12th in regards to that. Changing subjects a little bit before I forget it. The landfill is going to hold another open house this year. It's going to be Friday, July the 19th, or 29th, and July the 29th. I'm not sure of the time. It'll be middays. They generally had in the past. One of the reasons why they're having it this year is they'll have a cell that's almost completed as far as construction is concerned. So if you want to see what the bottom of the landfill looks, put a garbage in it. This will be an opportunity for you to go see it at this particular time in regards to that. Along with the landfill, there is going to be potentially a public notice placed in the leader sometime in mid-July or late July. It's regards to the Hoosier Energy Facility here in Pontiac, and they're seeking to change their air permit with the IEPA. When they acquired the facility a couple years ago, there was an air permit that they kind of inherited from the previous owner, TC. And in doing so, in order for them to get it started, they just took their air permit and took it. Now they want an air permit that meets their qualifications, how they want to run it. And they're getting to the point where the EPA is going to be getting a draft permit ready to go and put it out for public notice. So we see something that's in the paper, we know what it is, and we'll go forward.
It's been a while coming.
About almost a year coming,
Yeah.
so it's been out there. Okay.
Now you done, Bill? All right, moving to Finance Committee, Tim Schaefer, Chair.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. First for consideration tonight is a proposed amendment to the Streeter Area Enterprise Zone. And we're lucky to have with us Adam Dunce from the GLC EDC. And if you could make some cursory remarks in that respect, we'd appreciate it. Take any questions folks might have.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Before you for consideration of a resolution in support of amending the current enterprise zone here in Livingston County. The matter was before the Finance Committee last week and has received approval from the Finance Committee. You'll also note what will come next is an intergovernmental agreement with an ordinance for which we'll be back before you. The participating jurisdictions in this are the city of Streeter, LaSalle County, Village of Dwight, City of Pontiac, City of Fairbury, Village of Forest. I've been to those, I've been to Pontiac, and they've approved this resolution. I've been to Fairbury, they've approved the resolution. Dwight has approved the resolution. And Forest is, I believe, the City of Streeter has as well. What we're doing is adding 2 square miles of ground to be identified in those respective jurisdictions for the enterprise zone that was approved by the state of Illinois to the city of Streeter, I believe, last year. So through what I would call intergovernmental cooperation with the aforementioned jurisdictions and the GLC EDC. We've worked together to bring more property into the enterprise zone that is in the path of development, both in the county and in those municipalities that I outlined. What I would say is really, I think, the natural course of development would be to annex the properties into the municipalities. For example, there's ground out at the interchange of 116 and I-55 at the northwest quadrant across from OSF Hospital. That today is in the county, is within the planning boundary of the city of Pontiac. City of Pontiac's approved the resolution, but they only have jurisdiction over what's incorporated. So we're here before you tonight to address the unincorporated areas that are contiguous to the incorporated municipalities.
Any questions for Adam? Thank you, Adam. Hearing none, I'd motion for the amendment's approval.
Motion by Schaefer, second by Coleman. Discussion? Carolyn?
I would just note that, as I mentioned at the meeting, I did contact the city of Pontiac and talked to Bob Carls and confirmed that they did strategically choose properties and they are in favor of it, so.
Good, thank you.
Support.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome. We have a second item.
Well, we've got a,
When I'm down to.
oh, the door, you wanna jump up, okay. We do have a second resolution that concerns Mr. Dons, our joining the North Central Economic Development District boundary. Would you like to talk about that?
Sure. So the North Central Illinois Council of Governments represents Bureau Marshal Putnam Stark in LaSalle County. They administer the Economic Development District for that region. The Economic Development District is prescribed by the United States Department of Commerce, Economic Development Administration. The benefit of being in the district is really you can qualify for public improvement infrastructure grants if you're in the district. That is a requisite of the application. Presently, Livingston County is not in that district, so we're seeking to amend the boundaries and include Livingston County in the district. The North Central Illinois Council of Governments has grant writing ability and can serve as an assistant to us to make petitions to the federal government for primarily public works and infrastructure grants.
I think importantly to note with this particular thing is that your own board is putting its money where it's meant. Not only are they, endorsing this emotionally, but they picked up the tab of $7,000 for the first year's operation. So.
Question. Adam, you say that we are not currently in this district.
We're currently not in a district.
We're not in a district at all.
No.
No, and what this is really the first step. What will be done is a comprehensive economic development strategy will be updated that was conducted at the time of the initiation or creation of the district in the outlying counties. That will be brought where Livingston County will be reviewed and made part of that, and what we'll talk about is the shared labor pool between LaSalle and Livingston County and how our workforce goes north and their workforce comes here. Caterpillar is a good example of that, of people that live up in Streeter, work down here, and vice versa. Take a look at Anthony Lithgate, Streeter, Dependable. There's a lot of interchange in commerce between LaSalle and Livingston County, and so that'll be provide some of the justification.
Okay, thanks. Go ahead.
Yeah, just picking up on something that Tim said a second ago, that perked my interest. You said your board was picking up the fee for the first year. Is this gonna be an annual charge, and what happens in years 2, 3, 4? Are we gonna be looking at a $7,000 bill down the road?
The annual charge is $7,000 a year to have North Central Illinois Council of Governments serve as our representative in administering that. We will address that in subsequent years, whether we want to continue that or enter into a cost-sharing agreement. What I will tell you is, for example, the city of Ottawa received about $1.9 million in grants for public infrastructure in their industrial park. And so I think whether it's our Economic Development Council or a combination of resources from the county and the Economic Development Council, to the extent we can be the recipient of a large grant in the hundreds of thousands or millions, I would recommend to this board and my Economic Development Council board that it's a prudent investment.
Okay, I'd motion that Livingston County join the group. Mr.
Motion by
Chairman.
Schaefer, second by Heath. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against?
No.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you, Adam.
I think, Mr. Chairman, the treasurer, again, has done a good job administering these deed for parcels, and I think she's got another one for us.
Good.
She's now listed, I think, one of the top dollar-producing realtors in the county.
Yeah, I don't get a fee for this.
Oh,
You
okay.
should have a resolution in your packet authorizing the sale of an empty lot in the village of Chatsworth that was deeded to the county trustee for delinquent taxes. Parcel was offered for sale at the sealed bid auction last fall with no buyers. Now, an adjacent landowner has come forward and offered to purchase that lot, and I'm recommending that we approve that purchase.
Questions for Barb? Thanks. But he wondered what we got for Barb, was $641 or something like that?
$641
Mark,
is the
thank you.
minimum bid, and we get $250 out of that.
Barb, do you know, are there any plans for that lot?
The adjacent landowner already owns 3 lots to the west of that lot, and his house sits on one, so I'm just assuming, it's in the residential area, I'm assuming it's just gonna be for his own use, or maybe he'll put up a house on it, I don't know.
Okay,
It
thank you.
just belongs to someone who will pay the taxes.
Yeah. Better than we've been getting.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. Just on West Elm Street, I don't have.
Chatsworth.
In Chatsworth. I don't have a street address.
Could be a historic site. I would motion that we approve this resolution, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Schaefer, second by Arbogast. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Arbogast.
Yes.
Bunning. Kimball. Carla.
Yes.
Weller.
Yes.
Runyon.
Yes.
Mays. Vieti.
Yes.
Heath.
Yes.
Yoder.
Here.
Coleman.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Ingalls. Young.
Yes.
Ritter. Gerwin.
Yes.
Flock.
Yes.
Allen. Yes. Bannon.
Yes.
Kestner. Peterson.
Thank you.
Thanks for the help, Barb. Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Barb.
much. Last thing, it's an annual function that we've done every year that I've been on the board. And I think it is in conformance with state law that we do this. So having said that, I'd motion the prevailing wage ordinance be approved for this next year.
Motion by Schaefer. Second by Coleman. Any other discussion? Carolyn?
I will once again be voting against this out of principle, because I don't see that the state of Illinois has any business telling Livingston County how to run our financial affairs, and because it's a waste of, potentially a waste of taxpayer money. We do have the 2016 list, if anybody would like to see what the prevailing wage is in their trade, feel free to contact me. There have been protests in other areas, including McHenry County, and the city of Woodstock, and Kane County back in 2015. There were 6 votes at that time and a statement of protest. Also, Oak Brook and Port Byron have also lodged protests as part of their resolution. It's an interesting law. It probably needs to be massively amended. The state of Wisconsin virtually repealed theirs in 2015, and Indiana did as well. And that is our competition, and therefore I will be voting no.
Okay, thank you, Carolyn. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Arbogast.
No.
Bunning. Kimball.
No.
Harley.
No.
Weller.
Nope.
Runyon.
No.
Mays.
No.
Beatty.
No.
Heath.
No.
Yoder.
No.
Coleman. Yes. Schaefer.
Yes.
Ingalls. Young.
Yes.
Ritter. Irwin. Flott.
Yes.
Allen. No. Bannon.
No.
Kestner.
Yes.
Peterson.
Well, I've done my duty.
Tim,
Sir.
what's the consequences of us voting no?
Well,
On this?
we are in new territory, so alas, I do not know.
We've done this before. It'll come back, sooner or later, we gotta pass it, it'll come back. That's right.
Yeah,
We
And
still,
we've done this before.
we still have to pay the rates. By state law, we have to pay the rates. It's a symbolic vote, basically.
My
because we're
next
all-
motion is for secession, so. Well, that's it.
Thank you, Tim. Alina?
So in the past,
We're supposed-
boards have continued to move on this motion until it has been passed. We are required to do this. So I don't know how you want to proceed. If you want to do it under protest, we'd be happy to do that. But it is a statutory requirement. I don't know why they need to approve it, but of course we need to do it, but they are.
What's the time limit?
June. It's June.
Well, no, I have to have it, and I also have to file the copy of the resolution, and that you did approve it with the Department of Labor. I think it's the middle of July or by the end of July.
We've done this before.
Realize we have to pass.
Yeah.
And
But-
we've done this before, turned it down, as our
Yes.
objection.
Yes.
Correct.
All right, now we gotta split up and just bury that.
if we know we're gonna pass it,
It's,
why didn't we do it tonight?
it's a symbolic thing.
It's symbolic, but
Hopefully, this will go in the newspaper as Livingston County voted down the ordinance, but then passed it because we have to.
they voted down prevailing wage
Prevailing wage.
ordinance.
Right.
So any of the trade unions,
Yeah, we'll be getting.
we may get a bigger crowd than we normally have.
No, we're gonna turn it fast. Somebody's gonna-
We're gonna pass it this month? Oh,
I have a suggestion that we pass a resolution with some language added to say that we protested. We believe it is not appropriate for the state of Illinois to require us to do this. I'm requesting them to amend
Is
the
that a
law.
motion, Carolyn?
That is a motion.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor to pass the resolution as it stands with language included. It says that we do not agree with this and that, what else did you say, Carolyn? We protest. All right, we got a motion by Gerwin and a second by Yoder.
That's a lot better, Mr. Chairman, than us wasting the county's money by bringing us all back here again in
Yes.
the month of June.
Roll call, please.
Arbogast.
Yes.
Bunning.
Still yes.
Gimbel.
Yes.
Carly. Weller.
No.
Runyon.
No.
Mays. Okay, Vietti.
Yes.
Heath.
Yes.
Yoder.
No.
Coleman. Schaefer.
Yes.
Young. Ritter. Gerwin.
Yes.
Locke.
Yes.
Allen. Yes. Bannon.
Yes.
Kestner.
Yes.
Peterson.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
um,
You
I
second.
have to reconsider since I seconded it. I vote yes on that.
You got that, Christie?
Okay. Change Yoder to aye.
Change Yoder to aye.
May I ask a question, please?
Yes, Ms. Coleman.
So every year people vote no on this because they think it's wrong. Has anybody done anything to change it? Anybody done anything other than vote no sitting at this table?
Yes.
We've talked to our reps, Merrickman, but you know who's in control, so I'll leave it at that. Right. Okay. Is that it, Mr. Schaefer?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Sheriff General License Committee, John Yoder, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have one action item, and it had come to the committee's attention that our liquor license, hours of sale ordinance for the county-controlled liquor licenses, which I think there are 14 of them or something like that, was different than a lot of the cities or a lot of the towns' ordinances. So we decided to streamline our ordinance and make, basically, we're just gonna make Sunday like all the other days. As a, it changes it to read that you can purchase liquor in any county license holder from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. 7 days a week, as opposed to 6 days a week now.
what was it on Sunday? What is it on Sunday?
I think it's noon, yeah.
Noon to
Noon to 1 a.m. Yeah.
Noon to 1 a.m. And basically, we changed it to, because we have golf courses and
Mr.
clubs.
Chairman, would you like me to explain this?
Thank you, Mr. Weller.
Thank you.
I was approached by some of the clubs, in other words, the golf courses. And their revenues are down regarding memberships and golfers. One of the things that they do to attract revenues to their clubs is make available their golf course for corporate or family or special outings. A lot of those outings are held on Sundays. A lot of these clubs let their members who regularly play on Sunday morning go off the tee. Usually all the members are gone off the tee by 9 or 9:30 at the latest, and they can schedule an outing to begin going off at 9:30 or 10 o'clock. We have never had a problem with any of those clubs on any liquor violations, but you all know as well as I do that if you want to stop into any of those clubs on a Sunday morning and get a six-pack to go out with your foursome or whatever, as you're going out on the golf course, it happens, okay? So we're making them legal and helping them increase their revenues. We're here to help them stay in business, not to hinder them and make their business rougher. There's a second reason, and this is basically what prompted them asking about it. The state of Illinois very heavily regulates all those gambling machines which are popping up on every corner. All the clubs have these machines, and they are quite a revenue generator. They can now turn those machines on at the same time they open for business at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 or whenever they do open.
Because those were reflective to the hours of the
Those machines
license.
can only be on when your liquor license says you can sell liquor. Okay? That, we're hoping, is a great revenue generator for those clubs and helps them keep their doors open and helps them keep their clubs going. And obviously, money rolling and tax dollars, et cetera, et cetera. But that's where this came from, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Young.
the only question I have with Mr. Weller, you know, he says that attendance is down at golf courses. This will be a way to possibly on Sundays be legal at least to generate more money. But I think church attendance is down all over as well. And, you know, you're gonna go drink beer or you're gonna maybe go to church with your family, and I don't know. I don't like the precedent of, I don't know why you need to sell beer, alcohol, Sunday mornings, just for financial reasons. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I make a motion that we approve that amendment.
Motion by Yoder, second by Weller.
And I will be voting yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion carried.
That concludes my report.
Okay, moving down to Public Property Committee. In the absence of Mr. Ingalls and Mr. Weber, Mr. Ingalls sent me a in the ordinance. Well, as soon as it's filed.
Packet, and it says that its effect takes effect immediately, so as soon as the chairman signs it, we'll send out notice and it will be in effect.
So as soon as I sign it. You just want to be legal, or? Okay. From Mike Ingalls to the County Board June Committee meeting. The manager continues to find ways to save operation costs. Chad is working to install auto air vents on closed loop systems and condensation pumps to recycle water for the cooling systems at the Law and Justice Center and the Store Courthouse, saving 1,000 to 2,000 gallons of water per day. Chad is also working with several contractors to determine alterations to balance water consumption from the water basins. Chad is also working with Johnson Controls to fine-tune the control systems for the two buildings. Successful replacement of the film media and changes to the control systems has significantly reduced the noise levels at the Law and Justice Center with no complaints on recent hot days. Repairs to the water heater system at the safety complex are underway to correct control issues and leaks. Chad continues to consult with Midwest Energy to maximize the benefits of energy purchases, and control changes are being made to correct humid conditions at the Law and Justice Center. Any questions? I hope not. I want to answer. Okay. With that being said, he has nothing to report, so moving down to Elections and Rules Legislation Committee, Jack Vietti, Chair.
Thank you, Chairman. We had a bunch of reappointments, and also we had one of our appointments, which was approved tonight, was Joan Huseman is now the new chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals, and that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Information and Technology Committee, Vicki Allen, Chair.
Okay, the IT committee met and John reviewed his monthly report with us. He hopes to be able to spend more time on the server consolidation now that the sheriff's squad car PCs are done. He introduced Braden Thomas to the committee, who will be working as the summer intern, and the bills were reviewed and approved. And that ends my report.
Okay, thank you. Veterans Assistance Committee, in the absence of Joe Station, Ron Kestner.
We met and approved bills. We also had with us the state's attorney and an attorney pro bono for the Veterans Commission. And they're working on agreeable language for intergovernment agreement between the county and the Veterans Commission. That will probably be reviewed and given to us for a vote maybe next month. The new van is being used, and we started discussing possible 2017 budget, although nothing formal.
Okay, thank you. The Administration Committee did not meet, so there's no report. Livingston County Housing Authority, report by Kelly Coleman.
Previous meeting was on May 18th. Plans to begin parking lot patching as time permits going forward. Inspector at annual inspections was very complimentary of the Livingston County Housing Authority as compared to other housing authorities. Minor roof repairs have been addressed. Free summer meals are being served here in Pontiac through August 12th to any child from 2 years old to 18 years old that shows up. There are 3 sites. If you would like to find out where those are, it's area code 815-844-6013 to find out about the free summer meals. St. James Place continues on pace. A list of subcontractors is available. Much of the work done has been done by county, or subcontracting businesses have been done by county businesses owned by Livingston County folks. Pre-applications so far for the St. James Place are all from Livingston County residents from this area, except one person from further north. The next meeting will be July 20th at 1 p.m. at the Housing Authority office at 903 West North Street in Pontiac. Any questions? Thank you.
Recreation Committee, with the absence of Joe Station, I did not make this meeting this month. Elena, would you like to talk on what happened?
The Recreation Committee did meet yesterday morning. They did discuss the fact that the grant application for the IDED transportation grant has been applied for and submitted. The hard copies were being delivered today, so that process is done. They also talked about the Live Livingston website, where the committee is working with the GLC-DC on an interactive map that will be on that website, which will identify different types of recreation throughout the county. There's not actually a link on that site yet, but in conjunction with our IT department and some of the GLC-DC staff, we're hoping to get all of that information input, and then we'll give a presentation probably at the IT committee.
Okay, thank you. Down to public comment. If you could tell us who you are and where you're from.
My name is Altra Corbin. I do live in El Paso, Illinois, but I am the 4-H youth development educator for Livingston and Woodford County.
Okay.
And I'm Sarah Attic, and I'm the extension program coordinator for the 4-H. Since we are both relatively new to the Livingston County office, we just wanted to come and introduce ourselves to you. We're busy preparing for our summer programming and for the 4-H show, and we wanted to formally invite you to our 4-H show, the Livingston County Ag Fair, which is July 18th to the 21st. And if you'd like a tour while you're out there, feel free to contact us and we will arrange that for you.
Okay, great. Welcome aboard. Good to have you here. Any other public comment? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to go into executive session. Motion by Flott to go into executive session pursuant to 5 ILCS 122 C11 collective negotiating matters, second by, what? Oh, Ritter, okay. Second by Ritter. Roll call, please.
Arbogast. Yes. Bunny. Kimball. Harley.
Yes.
Weller. Runyon.
Yes.
Mays. Getty. Heath.
Yes.
Yoder. Coleman.
Yes.
Schaefer. Young. Ritter. Gerwin. Flock.
Yes.
Allen. Bannon.
Yes.
Chestner. Peterson.
That's what I was just saying, I know that. Might take you a minute, but I'll get it.